Here is the educational video on the stroke awareness by the Guru Gobind Singh Medical College and Hospital, Faridkot. Firstly, in the introduction, stroke is a major non-communicable disease which is responsible for 3.5% of disability adjusted life year in India. Apart from risk factor like hypertension, diabetes, heart disease and positive family history. Other lifestyle related factors such as unhealthy diet, obesity, lack of physical activity, stress and tobacco use account for its occurrence. What is the stroke? The World Health Organization defined stroke as rapidly developed clinical signs of focal disturbance of cerebral function lasting more than 24 hours or leading to with no apparent cause other than of vascular origin. So there are three types of stroke: ischemic stroke, hemorrhagic stroke, transient ischemic attack. Firstly, ischemic stroke. This involves a blockage due to a clot or plaque in the blood vessels of brain. The symptoms and complications can last or may become permanent. Hemorrhagic stroke. This is caused by a bursting or leaking of blood vessels that seeps into the brain. Transient ischemic attack. This involves a blood clot in the blood vessels of brain that can reverse after some time. So here you can see the blood clot which lead to the ischemic stroke. Here is the rupture of cerebral artery which leads to the hemorrhagic stroke. In the transient ischemic attack, temporary blockage in middle cerebral artery that leads to temporary symptoms which will resolve within the 24 hours. These are the warning signs of stroke. In case of stroke, for face, facial drooping. Ask the person to smile. Does one side of their face droop? Arms weakness. Ask them to raise both arms. Does one arm drift downward? Slurred speech. Ask them to repeat a simple phrase. Is their speech slurred or sound strange? Time. If any of these symptoms are present, it's time to call the emergency services immediately. Majorly risk factors are categorized into modifiable and non-modifiable. Modifiable risk factors are migraine, metabolic syndrome, drug abuse, obstructive sleep apnea, hyperhomocystinemia, hypercoagulability, inflammation and infection. Non-modifiable risk factors are genetic factors, increasing age, low birth weight, race, ethnicity, low socio-economic status, male gender. These are the national guidelines for stroke management and prevention. This guidelines has been prepared for healthcare providers involved in management of patients with stroke. The aim is to help at primary and secondary level of healthcare delivery system to make the best decision for each patient using the evidence currently available. The focus is on the more common clinical questions faced in day-to-day practice. The care provided at different level of health stroke. The role of primary health center is limited to risk assessment, early recognition of the symptoms, stabilization and quick referral to higher center where facilities for management are available. Primary health care includes primary prevention, early recognition and referral, rehabilitations. In secondary health care, acute stroke management, secondary prevention and follow-up with rehabilitation is provided. Tertiary health care is involved in complex and higher level management of acute cases, follow-up of stroke for enablement and support services, rehabilitation of residual impairment. Now, what are the presenting features of stroke? There will be sudden numbness or weakness in the face, arms, legs, especially one side of the body. Sudden confusion, trouble speaking or difficulty understanding speech. Sudden trouble seeing in one or both eyes. Sudden trouble walking, dizziness, loss of balance and lack of the coordination. Impairment or loss of the consciousness. The presenting features of TIA includes transient weakness, numbness or paralysis of face, arm, leg, typically one side of your body. Transient slurred or garbled speech or difficulty understanding others. Transient blindness in one or both eyes or double vision. Curtain-like appearance in front of the eyes. Transient dizziness or the loss of balance or the coordination. How to prevent stroke? Primary stroke prevention aims reducing the likelihood of having a stroke by either reducing the chances of developing risk factors or controlling various risk factors that increase the chance of having a stroke. Methods of primary prevention, mass strategies and high risk strategies. What are the gaps in primary stroke cardiovascular disease preventions? Firstly, lack of awareness, under uses of population wide strategies, false reassurance of low risk, management of blood pressure, cost barrier. In preventing stroke, keep your blood pressure low, lower your cholesterol, eat healthy foods, exercise regularly, treat sleep apnea, manage your diabetes, drink in moderation, stop smoking, reduce stress when possible, and maintain a healthy weight. So, in stroke care, the aims of emergent evaluation are distinguish stroke from other causes of rapid onset neurological dysfunction, to determine its pathology, obtain clues about the most likely etiology, predict the likelihood of immediate complications, and the plan appropriate treatment. The patient with acute stroke should be admitted in hospital, perform urgent CT scan of brain, detect worsening and perform urgent interventions and management, evaluate, monitor and control risk factors for hemorrhage and ischemia, prevent and treat non-neurological complications like aspiration pneumonia, plan for rehabilitations, educate the caregivers. The secondary preventions include measures to reduce the risk of recurrence of stroke in patients who have had TIA or stroke. Risk stratification. All stroke and TIA patients must undergo a risk assessment for recurrent stroke and categorized accordingly by a physician trained in stroke care to initiate appropriate investigations and management strategies. Secondary prevention should be addressed at all appropriate healthcare encounters on an ongoing basis following a stroke and TIA. The basic investigations include CT brain, preferably with CTA or brain MRI, ECG, echo, CBC, serum electrolytes, creatinine, fasting lipid profile, fasting glucose level, and LFT. In selected patients, when basic investigations are inconclusive, Holter monitoring for 24 to 48 hours should be done, especially in suspected arrhythmia cases. What are the gaps in primary stroke cardiovascular disease preventions? Firstly, lack of awareness, under uses of population-wide strategies, false reassurance of low risk, management of blood pressure, cost barrier. How to prevent stroke? Primary stroke prevention aims reducing the likelihood of having a stroke by either reducing the chances of developing risk factors or controlling various risk factors that increase the chance of having a stroke. Methods of primary preventions, mass strategies and high risk strategy. In patients below 45 years of age without apparent causes, additionally tests like serum VDRL, HIV, anti-phospholipids antibodies, protein CS and antithrombin 3, anti-nuclear antibodies, anti-cardiolipid antibodies should be done. For those investigations not available in district hospitals, patient may be referred to the higher centers. These are the key points for stroke care. ASHAs should refer suspected cases of stroke to nearest stroke ready hospital directly within the 3 hours of onset of symptoms. Stroke ready hospital is facility equipped with CT scan, thrombolytics, alteplase and tenecteplase and trained doctor, nurse round the clock. Blood glucose, if readily available, should be checked before referral. Physiotherapist may be called in from district NCD clinics. Thank you for your patient listening.